military boots, built like tanks but feel like bricks, and probably responsible for half of your VA rating, or half of the claims that you make. Seriously though, they're better in dealing with foot, knee, back, skin issues, neurological issues, and you wore those standard-sized boots every day, then you might be eligible for VA disability compensation. Because today, we're going over the top 5 conditions you can blame on your military boots version 2.0. After the success of last week's video of looking at all the possible conditions that could be related to those military boots, you discovered many, many more that could be applicable to you. I'm Mr. X. I'm the guy behind my guide, giving you all the information you want to know and need to know about the VA claims process. This is the VA Top 5. All right, we're going to begin by recapping last week's video. As you can see, we went through all these conditions and how they could be related to your military boots: the plantar fasciitis, flat feet, shin splints, knee arthritis, and lower back pain. After looking at that video further, I thought, those are all musculoskeletal conditions. Okay, there's many other conditions that could be also related to those boots. And that's the purpose of this week's video. I'm going to go through it, okay? Number 1, blisters, calluses, ingrown toenails, and bunions. These can all be the result of those military boots. Blisters and calluses is caused by the friction, the pressure point from the stiff or round boots. Ingrown toenails, that's a common condition from ill-fitting or tight boots. Bunions happen when there's a misalignment of the big toe joint due to the narrow toe boxes in those military boots. Okay, if you have any of those conditions or still have them as a result of your military boots, then I would file a claim form. While these might not be big percentage getters, even if they end up being 10%, it goes to get you closer to that 100%. An extra 10% might be all it takes to put you over that edge. Okay? Think long term. It may take many more of these 10%ers to get that final percentage that you need to get over that hump. But blisters, calluses, ingrown toenails, bunions, all could be related to your military boots. 2, fungal infections, hemiapetus, athlete's foot. You can even add in a few more skin conditions: dermatitis, eczema, rashes. Anything that existed in service was caused by service, and that you still have. Okay? These conditions, all the sweat and poor ventilation, create the ideal environment for infections to occur or to continue in your shoes, in your feet, on your skin. Look in your service treatment records, see what you had to treat for. What have you had since service until present day? This may not be a big getter for you in the terms of the 30 or 50% evaluation, but if you give a 10% evaluation, then I would consider that a win, because that 10% evaluation, while not huge, when added up with a few more 10% evaluations, a few more, then those have some teeth to them. Then those add up. All of those get you to that next level. Maybe take you from a 70 to an 80, 80 to a 90. Get enough of them, they'll put you over the top and get you in that 100 club. So think about all of the skin-related conditions or issues that you've had in service and since service with your feet. All right, number 3 on the list: gangioedema, metatarsalgia, hammer toes. All could be related to those boots in service. Gangioedema, that's to do with the nerve pain between the toes, aggravated by those tight-fitting boots. Metatarsalgia is the inflammation in the ball of the foot from the hard insoles, prolonged weight bearing, etc. The ball of the foot. Think about the connection point between your toes and your foot. It's essentially right there. Okay? Hammer toes has to do with the deformity caused by boots that force toes into unnatural positions. As your feet get wet, get moist, you're in your boots for many hours, days at a time, whatever it is. All of these conditions add up. All of these conditions can you can be service connected for and be compensable. Big picture is if you have any issue with your toes, whether it has to do with the neurological pain, deformity, any of the above, you can be service connected for them. Number 4 on the list, tarsal tunnel syndrome and peripheral neuropathy. So tarsal tunnel syndrome, that's the nerve compression in the ankle due to repetitive stress or poor boot design. Peripheral neuropathy can develop from chronic foot and nerve compression issues as well. Okay, while some of these may or may not be less common or more common, these are neurological issues related to boots that you could be service connected for. Keep in mind though, if you have other issues with your back or diabetes, for example, then the examiner may determine that those neurological conditions in your feet could be related to your back or diabetes. If you don't have either of those conditions and you have that numbness, the tingling, the nerve pain, then it could be one of these conditions and you could be service connected for them. These ones have a little bit more teeth to them. Peripheral neuropathy, you can get a 20% evaluation. I say fairly easy, but I realize there's some out there that may have more difficulty with it. I may not understand the process, but in the end, these conditions that get you closer to the 100 club. All right, number 5 on the list, Achilles tendonitis and or instability. So overuse from the repetitive stress or the lack of the heel cushioning or the weakening of the ankle due to repetitive sprains or improper ankle support in the boots. This could also result in a service-connected disability. Okay? More than likely, your ankles, they're going to get rated at 10% for each one. You can go higher up to 20 or 30, but it's a little bit tougher to obtain based on the range of motion limitations, but based on pain alone, that gets you a 10%. Okay? I think we've detailed most, if not all, of the musculoskeletal lower joints, but all of them could be affected by your feet issues. Everything that starts in your feet can go all the way up, all the way to the waist. So keep that in mind. Think about all the conditions that you've had, because this may put you over the top and get you in that 100 club. All right, if you stuck with me this long, then I have a treat for you. So there was all the conditions that we went through. Talking about skin issues, neurological issues, and some more musculoskeletal issues. Now, what I'm going to show here in the next graphic is all of them broken down into different areas. I'm not going to read every one of them, but if any of these conditions related. So you have the dermatological side on the left. Goes through all the issues that could be related to skin issues related to your feet. Musculoskeletal issues in the middle there. A lot of those we talked about already. Shin splints, knee issues, lower back, hips, stress fractures, and the like. On the right, neurological issues, the nerve pain, Morgensche neuroma, tarsal tunnel syndrome, peripheral neuropathy. Then talk about cold weather injuries, like frostbite, but that could come into play. Okay? All of these conditions you could be service connected for due to your feet. Now, some of them would be combined, and the likelihood that you apply for all of these conditions and service connected are low on all of them. But every one of you are different. Every one of you went through different issues in service. And I'm sure most of you still have issues to this day. And that's why I'm here, to give you this information so that you can submit the best claim possible to get you in that 100 club. All right. Please like, subscribe. Send this to one of your battle buddies who still walks like they're carrying a rucksack, because the boots, they were made for comfort. They were made for claims. All right. I'm Mr. X. This to be 8 Top 5.